Hello there friends, we're kicking off the playoffs of IEM Katowice on the new CS2 patch. Valve fixed everything right up before the games themselves, otherwise we might have had a real circus. Let's see what the pros have to say about the update and how those matches turned out. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. Starting with the news, and surprisingly someone managed to impress the whole pro scene besides Donk or m0NESY. Suddenly it's Alexander Zinchenko, the footballer from Arsenal Football Club. In case you didn't know, he has his own esports org, coached by NAVI's former coach Kane. And they were playing against Bleed, lost the first map and were down 0-9 on the second. Passion UA is the name of the org, urgently needed a replacement, and Zinchenko came to support his team, like literally he joined the game. Not only did he jump in when the score was already 0-9, but they managed to come back and the footballer himself made a couple of cool highlights. Now I guess he's officially the most expensive CS player with a transfer fee of $42 million, roughly 10 times more than ZywOo. But jokes aside, you don't see this so often. I mean, you never see this. A footballer steps in to help his own team and wins a map. Yes, they lost the deciding third map, but it's still already in the history books. Even Syerson appreciated such a performance. Zinchenko left back at Arsenal and B player on Anubis. And everyone would have laughed off this incident and forgotten about it, but not Bleed. Apparently the org cringed so hard that CasiD had to announce that roster changes were coming really soon. It turns out that Zinchenko single-handedly forced a pro team to reshuffle. In reality, this was requested right after the failure in the RMR qualifiers, but apparently this was the last straw. Moving on, let's talk about the update itself. We discussed this recently in the previous video. There were a bunch of bugs and issues, and naturally the developers couldn't leave it as it was. Yesterday, 2 updates came out in a row. First, they fixed the previous errors like Secret being visible from heaven, for example, doors spinning on their own 360, and they patched up the gap on Ancient. But some new problems appeared. Sometimes the bomb glitched and it was impossible to plant it, or grenades just were thrown by themselves, and in short, Valve fixed one thing and broke another. The funniest part is that all this happened in just a few hours before the start of Katowice playoffs. However, another update came out immediately, and it seemed like there are fewer bugs now. The only huge thing I noticed is that now you can jump onto the high boxes through Alt-Tab, like a double jump in other games. In short, typical Valve, but the pros are actually satisfied because everything was fixed literally within a couple of days. For example, m0NESY is thrilled. I tested the update all night and think it's a good patch. I noticed that now the advantage will not be with the picker, but with the one holding the angle. It's a good update for snipers and Nico, but bad for Donk. I'm kidding, of course. On the other hand, Kerrigan is dissatisfied. Yo, Valve, think we need an update more before our game in 14 hours. Something went wrong here. And even Simple wrote about the update. Happy with the new updates. Keep it up, Valve. And by the way, Simple also evaluated NAVI's performance at Katowice.
Как тебе последние игры Нави? Ну, такое непонятное сейчас. Я смотрел все игры. И все время какие-то вообще качели на всех картах были. В итоге не выйти это, да, неприятно.
And guys, you can hear it itself. The key phrase is, well, it's been something. But the main thing, it seems Simple decided to come back, and now CS2 feels much better. It's time to return and crush the entire pro scene.
Да, ребят, чтобы вы знали, я в течение месяца сыграл. Это мой 3-й раз, когда я играю. Ну, до этого я по 2 игры играл. А вот мой 3-й раз за месяц, с момента Нового года, как я играю. Ну, какие-то хайлайтики есть, что-то есть. Пора возвращаться. Завтра я поеду в Катовицу. Может, запущу вам там стримчик какой-то.
He's not just talking about coming back to CS2 and starting to play it, but about his career in general. Donk has completely occupied the media. Sasha, it's time for you to join as well. And by the way, guys, there's one more piece of news about Simple. m0NESY has recruited him for his dream team. However, for the role of the coach. And do you know who m0NESY chose as the captain? Of course, Boomich. The young player continues to bait the entire community about his move to CLOUD9. He dropped another hint on top of that. Yeah, CLOUD9 lacks an op. They don't have a good sniper. It still affects this confidence. Someone plays with an op in their team, a Boomich, Perfecto, on different maps. But when you have Boomich on your team and he plays with the op, someone has to be the first to go out, right? In general, they need a good sniper. Yeah, m0NESY, we've already figured it out. Now we're waiting for this grandiose move after the major. The latest news, CADIAN revealed on the stream that he has a VAC ban, and in general, he used to be a cheater.
Okay, Counter-Strike, clear. You played 14k hours CS2, 2K hours in Source. I wonder if that got counted from the beginning on, probably. Or...
No, but the thing is also, I have one back then, bro.
You had oh! Isn't there a whole story around that?
No, nobody knows about that.
Oh, actually?
Yeah.
Was it on another account and it got cleared, or?
Bro, no, like this is so long ago, like, bro, this is like 2000 and I was like 12 or something.
What did you do back in? Was it in another
maybe
game
even
or
less?
In Source?
Bro, no, I just downloaded it and then I played, and actually, bro, oh my god, bro, it's a crazy story as well.
Seems like even the most honest person in the pro scene has a darker past. That's right, even CADIAN played with cheats, but fortunately he chose the right path and now is one of the most respected captains in the pro scene. Although, judging by the comments on Twitter, some suggest banning him forever, even after so many years. Guys, what do you think? Write in the comments below. Well, and now let's move on to the Katowice playoffs. The Spodek arena is packed to the brim. Today the Polish guys are playing and the whole city has come to watch. Such an event hasn't happened since 2016 with the Golden Five of VP, and by the way, almost all of their representatives are here. Pasha Biceps presents the cup, Taz coaches G2, Neo coaches FaZe, Kuben coaches Ans, Snags, the captain of Gamer Legion, was also a step away from the playoffs. Polish CS is thriving and it's something to be happy about. But what are the results? In the first match, G2 faced off against FaZe. They have their personal scores at Katowice, lost grand finals and numerous personal encounters. A real derby. And in theory, there should have been a fierce battle, but unfortunately, we didn't see that. It may seem that Inferno was close, but that's because of G2's perfect start, made possible by repeating the legendary electronic moment.
Rotates through, Nex has got a lot of pressure coming his way, and he does stand in the flames, delivers! Triple headshot on the P2K! The rest is Hunters, he'll finish it with style! Renexa, that molly meant nothing to him.
That is huge right there from Nexa. He gets a second chance in G2, the first round in the quarterfinal up.
At 11-9, G2 had a slight chance for a comeback. Here, after a series of exchanges, the situation is 2v2 with an open A bomb site. At this moment, Nico is on banana and Kerrigan is running towards him. The real Nico in his prime would have made this frag 10 out of 10, but he misses, leaving Hunter in a 1v2 with 5 HP, and it's a failure. G2 loses hope for a comeback, and it's all because of the cursed deagle of Nico. For some reason, it never works for him in the most crucial moments. Overall, FaZe looked much stronger, especially on Ancient, which they closed with a score of 12-6. Everyone except m0NESY failed on Ancient. Nico didn't even outperform HooXi in stats. Thus, G2 is eliminated from the quarterfinals and for the first time in the last 3 years fails to reach the Katowice finals. It's a very weak performance from the team leaders. It almost feels like JKS wasn't a problem. HLTV even presented a graphic showing how the skill levels of G2 players changed with the introduction of CS2. Everyone except m0NESY is in wild negatives, especially Hunter, whose rating dropped almost twice. Basically, their main problems are extreme instability, many mistakes, strange decisions regarding substitutions. All of this only distances G2 from titles. Guys, in general, it's difficult to believe in G2 if they act like this. What do you think, friends? Who is their problem, and maybe what is their problem? Write in the comments below, let's discuss. Now, moving on to the second match, Ans versus Falcons. The Polish Dream Team under Glaive's leadership will be playing with the whole stadium today on their side, and they will have to stop none other than the Sheikh's money. Zonic's team is gaining strength very aggressively every day. Falcons have already made it to the Katowice playoffs, and they don't plan to stop. The match itself turned out to be very good and cool. First, there was a classic exchange of picks. Falcons confidently won their Mirage, and then Ans almost mirrored their Overpass, taking 9 rounds as attackers. So it all came down to the decider, Nuke. The Poles won the pistol round, the first gun round, and were ready to rack up rounds further. But Maiden wanted to do it the other way. Bros, it was just game of Maiden's life, how he tormented Ans's defense. It seems like the whole of Poland hated him this evening. Falcons took 11 rounds and theoretically it was GG for Ans. No easy for for Ans here, but suddenly they had the second breath. They couldn't let themselves fall face down in front of their audience and started to win one dead round after another in the attack. They were charged with the energy of Spodek Arena. Just look at how Diha won this 1v3 clutch. I can't believe it. I would really love to be there and feel it all.
All the way, and Diha gets him off it. The Tech9 gets another, and this time Snappy's going for it. Diha, oh, he's got it. He's forced Snappy away. He's absolutely got it. And Diha.
But overall, in the decisive round, one step away from overtimes, Ants were stopped by the guy Falcons paid $1 million for. He's finally showing what he's worth.
Pius, but he goes back again, and Falcons are bringing them to the end of this road. It was such a romantic story, but I think we're about to get a dose of reality. Kylar comes down the stairway, but no time at all. The time runs out, and that is it. It is Falcons who will progress to the semi-finals over Ants. They gave the Poles something to shout about.
Oh, it's so frustrating for Ants. They fell just short of a comeback on Nuke. The Polish Dream Team was so close. But honestly, it's impossible to criticize them. It's a real fairy tale, guys. Just in December, the lineup completely fell apart with only Diha remaining from the old roster. And then Glaive comes to him first, and then 3 more Poles in the form of Goofy, Kylar, and Hades. And just a couple of months later, in the group stage of Katowice, being the outsiders, they first crush Vitality, the #1 team in the world, and then G2 securing their place in the playoffs. And then, in the quarterfinals, they show a great fight, stopping just short of fateful overtimes. What can I say? Polish CS is alive as ever, and I hope it wasn't just a one-tournament success. Well, and Glaive deserves special respect here. He went all out for his new team, almost single-handedly shutting down the world's best teams on some maps. Wow, just wow. So we wish Ants good luck in the upcoming tournaments. It will be interesting to follow them. So now about the semifinals. Let's quickly go through the main events. FaZe Clan played against Mouse Sports, and it was too easy for Kerrigan's team. Just so you know, Mouse Sports has never won against FaZe in CS2, 5 matches and not a single victory. The same happened in the semifinals. FaZe Clan are at their peak, and they're simply destroying everyone. Frozen dealt very harshly with his former team, and together with Robs, they secured 16 frags. 13-3, there's not much to show even, it was too easy. Unfortunately, Mouse couldn't resist and lost the first map without a chance.
Double under his belt and a bullet in his head. FaZe Clan take it 13-3. A dominant start to the semi-final.
Next was Ancient, Mouse's choice, and here the situation completely repeated itself. This time FaZe Clan was even stronger, leading 2-11 at one point. However, then this happened.
Frozen, you just can't go through. One great on the dig, Jim Pat stepping up with a triple dig, but from behind Kerrigan covered.
Surprisingly, Mouse were inspired by this highlight and came back to a score of 11-12. They were just one round away from the overtimes, but FaZe Clan usually doesn't let that happen. Experience triumphs over youth.
And FaZe Clan are off to the grand finals. There's that gun round they needed. The last round of regulation.
No choke, says Kerrigan, but it was damn.
Congratulations to FaZe Clan on reaching the grand finals, well deserved. Rain had his best Ancient performance in his career and achieved the highest rating in the last 2 years, 31 frags to 13 deaths. Next, Team Spirit played against Falcons, and everyone wanted to see if Valve really did nerf Donk. And I'll answer right away, no, but aside from him, Spirit had players making highlights.
Clutch ahead of him.
Well, you got to start somewhere. Tapping the bomb, hoping to force someone into the open. Looking for camera, no one's coming through the smoke. Now you stick it, but your Molotov's about to fade.
Magic's looking to slice up Magic, and he's done it. No issue for him towards the back of the cake, and now he's separated it, but there's 9 seconds left. He's so damn close, enough time to plant. And Magic just sits back. Boris, the butcher, bludgeons them to death.
At one point, Spirit led 9-3 against the opponent's pick, but then S1MPLE stepped up and tried to make a comeback. It almost worked, 13-8 in favor of Team Spirit. But on their pick, Donk's team dominated without a chance, 13-3, just listen to this. No matter how much Zonic tried to stop him, Falcons had nothing to offer today. They lost all individual duels and were eliminated from Katowice. Spirit following FaZe advances to the grand finals. It's interesting to see if Kerrigan can stop Donk in the end. So far, the young Youngstar is performing with an impressive rating of 1.63. The closest pursuer, Frozen, has a rating of 1.28. What do you think, guys? Who will win the tournament in the end? Youth or experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.